We are live. Hello, hello, Kalamazoo. Hello, all my Facebook friends, family, lookers, bookers. I am here today with the president, CEO, my sister girl, Denise Crawford of the Family Health Center. And I wanted to talk to you guys for a few minutes about the incredible work Family Health Center is doing under the leadership of Denise Crawford. And I want you guys to know a couple of things. One, yes, I did um, uh, put out the information about all of the great things that we're going to be giving away, Denise. But before we get to all of those details, I want to talk to you guys a few minutes about this vaccine, this Pfizer vaccine, why we are vaccinating children and adults, why this is important, and where y'all can meet us at Thursday afternoon at 4 to 7 p.m. so that we can make sure we keep your family, your friends, our community safe and healthy. I also, Denise, before I bring you in, I wanted to just bring some clarity to some folks who are not quite sure what's happening. One is that we know we've been in a pandemic for over a year. And we started with testing, which Family Health Center was on the front line. You all were one of the very first healthcare agencies, organizations in Kalamazoo to adequately test, offer testing, and have testing accessible to folks like me in the community and all around Kalamazoo County. So kudos, cheers to you. Y'all know when Black women lead, all kind of stuff happens. And as we've been going through the pandemic, now we progress into offering the vaccine. So you have been also doing that from a very community-led perspective in terms of coming into the heart of the community, making sure our seniors, our adults, and now our children have access to the vaccine. So Denise, I wanted to clarify that because I want people to know that Mothers of Hope, we don't have a vaccine. We don't have that access or that opportunity, but we fully support our federally funded health facility, the Family Health Center, and we absolutely support and adore you, Denise Crawford. And so I just want to make that clear to folks that this work is continuing to be done by the Family Health Center, who sees 700 patients a day in Kalamazoo, who has some of the best healthcare providers who offer the best five-star services in all of your facilities, from dental to health to mental health to gynecology to taking care of our babies. You all are doing it in the building, and now you're doing it even greater outside. So I wanted to make that clear to folks that our partnership with the Family Health Center is to support the work that you're already doing, that you have cast this vision, and we are the little people just trying to help make it happen. So why don't you take a quick minute, introduce yourself, and shout out to the people in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And as always, I'm more than happy to join you. And I do want to make one correction. We clearly value our relationship with Mothers of Hope, and we do not in any way see you as the little people. We see you as the most important people who truly have the connection and the credibility and relationship with the community. As you have indicated, it's important for us that we have the opportunity to get out and ensure that all of our community members have access to the vaccine. And so I can't think of a greater partner. You all have been phenomenal, and we knew that you had the necessary credibility. And quite honestly, you could get us to patients that we could not necessarily get to. You could get us to people who needed the vaccine, who we wanted to sure had access to the vaccine. And so, again, I just lift up the partnership. It is by no means small. I am very proud of it, and I thank you as well as all of the members of Mothers of Hope. But to your point, we are here. We have been here for 50 years strong. We're very excited to be celebrating our 50th year anniversary in Kalamazoo County as Family Health Center, your federal qualified health center. And to your point, we are very much committed to ensuring that our patients, all patients, have access to the vaccines, particularly those with Black and brown skin who have been disproportionately affected by this pandemic. So that's why we're here. And again, I thank you.
Awesome, Denise. You know, we're all here. We know you and we love you. And we also know that with a great leader comes other folks to help and support you in doing this work. You have a new practitioner at Family Health Center. So I want you to introduce her and then I'm going to bring her right in so everybody else can meet her.
Absolutely. Well, I am so proud to introduce you to our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Carolyn Wadley. And, just to tell you a little bit about Dr. Wadley, whereas she is somewhat humble, she's not one to toot her own horn, we are extremely proud. This was a very, very long and very intentional search. It was important that we had the opportunity to identify the medical leader who would lead our medical practice, who would lead all of the physicians within the organization, and more importantly, set the tone, the quality, the expectations within the facility that we would be proud of. Based on the direction from our board of directors, it was important that Family Health Center stood apart in making a difference, particularly for our patients and ensuring optimal health and care. So we looked far and wide, and we were so happy to finally settle on and have the opportunity to have Dr. Watley join our practice. I'll tell you a little bit about Dr. Watley. She's extremely well trained. I'm sure she'll share with you she's an internist, and so has spent a large portion of her career in internal medicine. I would be remiss if I did not indicate that Dr. Watley graduated from one of the #1 premier medical schools in the country today, Harvard Medical School. As we know, it is very difficult to get accepted into Harvard. It is even more difficult to get out of Harvard and to graduate. But our very own Dr. Wiley graduated from Harvard, not only with her medical degree, but then went back and obtained her master's in public health. And in true Dr. Watley style, she's now completing her master's of business administration. So this is bad to the bone. She knows her business of medicine. She knows the business of population health. And quickly, I apologize, but this is what really resonated. So when people talk to me and say, well, what was Carolyn that really solidified it for you? And so after we got past all of her knowledge and her passion and her credentials, what really, really kind of sealed the deal for me with Dr. Watley is she told a story. She didn't even realize it at that time, but I think it's important for the listening audience to know. And she shared with us that, when she first came to America, she's from Guyana, and when her family first immigrated to America, she initially had her sights set on law school and thought for sure that she would be an attorney and go on and practice and work within the legal system. But sadly, upon arriving and while they were here in the U.S., her father became quite ill and ultimately died because he didn't have access to health care. And so it was at that point that she made the decision that she wanted to be a doctor and that she wanted to ensure that all individuals, regardless of their status, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their income, they had access to quality, caring, competent health care. And that just resonated. That did it for me, because that has been her life focus, her life mission. As we look throughout, her years, she's always made an emphasis to work with populations that resonate. And so without further ado, I introduce you to our very proud Dr. Carolyn Watley.
So, Dr. Wiley, check your mic on your end. I can't hear you. Uh-oh. I'm going to, as Dr. Watley, Denise, as we're going to do some adjustments with her, I want to just briefly share with folks our upcoming event, which is this coming Thursday. We will be at New Village Park, which is formerly known as New Horizon, on Thursday, June the 10th. We will be there from 4 to 7 p.m. outside in the parking lot. We're going live with our day party with DJ Chuck. We're going to have food by Pat Davis, we're going to have laundry detergent, prepaid laundry cards. But y'all, guess what? Denise is coming all the way through with y'all this time. Family Health Center is going to be actually raffling off a 58-inch screen TV. They're going to be raffling off $50 gift cards, game stations. I believe, Denise, we also have some Beats, the headphones made by Dr. Dre, and some speakers. Denise Crawford, girl, you know, outdid yourself. We going into the neighborhood with these families and children. We're going to make sure they have a good time, that they walk away with a lot of goodies, but more importantly, with this Pfizer vaccine. Without further ado, I'm going to go back to Dr. Watley, because y'all, this sister here, she's the one.
Well, thank you. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes.
The switch. I think there was something wrong with my computer mic to get on my phone. I was saying that I'm so humbled and grateful. I've been at the Family Health Center about 1 month, and I've just been so impressed, not only by Denise's leadership, but the passion among all the team members, the excitement, just wanting to ensure that all our patients are given quality care, that our patients know that they're the center of everything we do. And you know, we've vaccinated over 9,000 patients, and really just continue to be innovative and creative in how we bring the vaccine. And we appreciate, you know, all your help. You know, I know I've seen many times the Mothers of Hope coming to events, because we know that when it comes to our patients, we have really got to come and bring the vaccines to them. We understand how throughout the pandemic, how we have been affected, people, brown and black people, how we've been affected by this virus. And our only recourse, our real help, is really the vaccine. Getting the vaccine, that's the only way we can stop the virus or stop the spread of the virus. So we're all passionate, and we continue to want to partner with you and be creative in how we bring this to our people.
Absolutely. So, Dr. Watley, Denise knows all too well how we've been on the ground, reaching out, touching and talking to our friends and family and people in the community in Kalamazoo. And I want to share with you a little bit of the feedback, and then you help us bring some clarity to some of the things that they are afraid of. One of the things that people say, Dr. Watley, is I'm afraid of the vaccine because I don't think that they took enough time to research it. Can you talk a bit about its effectiveness, and is it safe or not for folks?
So I think what people don't understand, that the research has been ongoing for years. What has been cut is the red tape. What they facilitated with getting this vaccine to us expeditiously was cutting all the red tape that would usually be surrounded around the vaccine. The vaccine itself, the trials, the research that has gone into it has been ongoing for over 10 years. So the vaccine is safe, it's effective, and
we lost you. We lost your voice. Okay, say it again.
I said we have been on the front line getting the vaccines, the healthcare providers, the workers. We were first in line because we understand that the vaccine is safe, and this is the vaccine is the only way we have to stop the spread of the virus.
So, to that point, I think it's really appropriate for us to share about our experience. I was out yesterday, Denise, in New Park Village, and people was like, Stephanie, did you get the vaccine? I'm like, yeah, I got the vaccine. And I talked to them about my experience. So would both of you ladies care to share what happened once you got your vaccine and which one you took?
I took the Pfizer vaccine right at the beginning of January. I think the first time it was available, I was first in line. And not only my own experience, I would like to share the experience of my family. It was just my entire family was locked down during the pandemic. My mom, her sister, siblings, and now the entire family, they're vaccinated. They can come together, they can fellowship, and eat together. And I think Mother's Day was the first time my mother saw her sister after over a year, and they hugged. And I was so grateful for all the science, for the fact that the vaccine is now available, the fact that we can meet together and can resume business as normal. So I encourage everyone to go out there. I've gotten my daughter, my son, they've all been vaccinated.
Denise, do you want to share about your experience getting the vaccine and what you witnessed from others?
Absolutely. Are you referencing me? See, I'm sorry. I'm having difficulty. I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you okay. You want to talk about your
Okay.
experience getting the vaccine?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was actually excited to get the vaccine. Fortunately, I had the opportunity to do the research, and I get to work with numerous, brilliant providers who had, done a lot of research as well and had shared with me about the science, and I had an opportunity to look at the data. And so it was so important that with us working in healthcare and being on the front line, that we truly had the opportunity, and I felt truly blessed to be able to be some of the first individuals to take the vaccine. So when the day came, we were more than ready. We had waited for it. We knew that this was truly our answer towards ending this particular pandemic. And we not only wanted to be role models, but we were extremely, really privileged and honored to be able to take it and to have access to it so quickly for our community. Keep in mind, this was in the heart of the pandemic, and so we were taking care of patients every single day. And as we had the PPE, we were still very concerned, and I was extremely concerned about the providers and ensuring that the staff remained safe. And so the one thing that was key is that we knew the answer to safety was truly this vaccine. That was the only way that we had available in which we could protect people and, more importantly, prevent death. And I think that is so important to emphasize, that regardless what vaccine you take, all of them are 100% effective when it comes to eliminating death. And so, again, we look at the symptoms, we look at the virus. Our concern was that people were dying in record numbers. And so this was just really the answer to stop it. So, yeah, it was, I do still remember that day, and I was very excited. And to your point, I took the Pfizer vaccine. That was what was available, but I was prepared to take whichever one that they had available.
Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to take just a really quick commercial break, Denise, to show some folks some of the work that you've led on the ground. And then I'm going to come right back to you, Dr. Wiley, with some more questions so that we can make sure we get all of our friends and families vaccinated. Hold on one moment. I'm not the best technology person, but I'm going to try this. Ew. Uh-oh. We working on it. And while I'm working on this, I'm going to go ahead and go to one more question to you, Dr. Wiley. And that is, a lot of people are saying, well, if I have pre-existing conditions, and one of the things I heard 7 people yesterday tell me that they had MS, multiple sclerosis. I've had people talk about that they have diabetes, that their children have asthma. And so they were like, should I be taking this vaccine if I already have some pre-existing conditions?
And I would say 100% yes. You are actually the people we want to protect the most, because people with diabetes, MS, people who already have pre existing conditions are at the highest risk of serious complications and even death. So you are the most vulnerable. So yes, we want to especially diseases that affect like the lungs, like
Oh,
asthma. So
okay.
we want you to come
You can't
and
hear it,
be
Dr. Wiley.
vaccinated.
Yeah. Okay. No.
So I'm stopping that because I see I didn't have the audio going. So I'm gonna try a screen share again. But I also want to go to a question to you, Denise, really quick about what does it look like demographic wise of who is accessing the vaccine and who isn't, and why is it important that we reach the inner city?
Absolutely. So we know, to your point, and I'll start at the back of your question and work to the front of it, if I may. But
Yeah.
we know just from historic data that it is very important, particularly when we were first, introduced, if you will, to this pandemic back in March of 2020, that it really affected those with Black and brown skin and many diverse populations disproportionately. And so to that point, as we have already discussed, people were dying at alarming rates, and we were extremely concerned. That piece, whereas things have improved significantly as a result of the vaccine, we still are concerned and want to make sure that all patients, every patient that desires to take the vaccine, has access to the vaccine. I will share with you that in Kalamazoo County, as we continue to look at the rates, the large portions of the COVID-19 is active and prevalent, continue to really taunt our most underserved areas. So our east side, and fortunately through census data and through federal government, we can really kind of hone on when they do their geo mapping, and it can really take us as close to neighborhoods. And so we know that the north side of Kalamazoo, the east side of Kalamazoo, the south side, as well as there's portions of Comstock were some of our most heavily affected areas. And so it was important that we got to the population. Having said that, we also know that that there's a disproportionate connection, particularly with Black and brown skin. And as a result of that, we want to make sure that people actually have access to this vaccine and are vaccinated. It is so important that we keep people healthy and we keep people alive.
Awesome. I think I'm going to try this one more time. I just might have it.
My name is Dr. Cheryl Dixon. I'm a pediatrician, and I'm also the Associate Dean for Health Equity and Community Affairs at the medical school here in Kalamazoo, Western Michigan Medical School. I'm also a board member for Mothers of Hope, and I'm here with pharmacy, advanced pharmacy. Was able to get funding from the state to get vaccines, to actually give vaccines in the community where it's needed. So the zip codes of areas where people are most impacted, the vaccines are actually, we're going to be doing pop-up clinics. And the reason why we're here today is with Mothers of Hope, is to actually make sure that we are giving the vaccines, explaining about the vaccines, for the people in this community who actually have been most impacted really by COVID-19 infection. So having the vaccine actually will help prevent them from getting sick and from dying and from actually having complications that we know that virus can cause. So I'm really excited that we were actually able to partner with Advantage Pharmacy and Mothers of Hope to be able to extend this to the community.
So we are honored to be out here with Mothers of Hope today, making sure the entire community is vaccinated. As you know, we are all fighting this pandemic with COVID-19, and we are so honored that we have the vaccination right here in our community. Family Health Center is proud to be a collaborator where we can come out with Mothers of Hope and bring our staff members and providers to bring our expertise and helping to ensure that we can work with Advanced Pharmacy and WMed and the Western Michigan University Homer Stryker medical students and get this vaccine out to our community members. We are all in this together and we are much stronger together.
I'm one of the founders of Mothers of Hope, and we just want to thank you for your support and for the opportunity to be able to bring the vaccine to the neighborhood and to help people and get them vaccinated. We want to thank everybody that has contributed in one form or another to make this day happen, all the volunteers. And I'll tell you a little bit about Mothers of Hope. We were founded over 20 years ago. We started out as a group of women in recovery that wanted to give back, and we wanted to do things in the community that was about substance abuse and recovery. And so we ended up at this point over here at our facility, Mothers of Hope headquarters. We continue to do stuff about recovery, but we also continue to do stuff about different things that's needed for the community.
Hello, my name is Dolores, and I'm also a founder of Mothers of Hope. And we just want to thank all of you in the community that support the community. You know, we ran this community in the streets of this community for years. Now it's time to give back to the community and help those that are still out here. We're all about recovery. We're for recovery. If you want help with recovery, we're here.
It was quick, easy, and well organized and painless. But they said it's gonna give me a sucker if I didn't cry, and somebody didn't give my sucker yet.
And we didn't get a sticker either. What's up with this place? But we're thankful.
It was wonderful. Great service to the community. Again, it was quick, easy, and well organized.
Way to go, Mothers of Hope.
All right.
So that was just to give people a preview of what to expect, Denise, on Thursday afternoon. I want to, Dr. Wiley, go right back to these questions. A lot of the folks are saying, I'm scared of needles. I don't want to get the vaccine because I'm scared of the needle, and I'm scared that just like I got the flu shot and it made me sick, this is going to make me really sick too. What do you say to that?
Well, we are here. We have providers on site, people to answer your questions, to provide that reassurance. And it is true that some people may have symptoms. The symptoms can be very slight. Some people, they can be pain at the site of the injection. Some people may have, but nothing that most of the reactions that people may have could be, are very slight and limited, just to maybe 24 hours. But don't forget, what we're trying to prevent really is the spread of the COVID-19 virus. And that can actually make you a lot sicker. I know it's difficult, and most people actually may not have any symptoms at all. So I think it's just really coming out, speaking. We always have providers on site at all the events to talk to you, to answer your questions, to reassure you, to hold your hand, to give you a sucker.
So Denise, talk a little bit about your providers. You got some folks on the front line that are loving and caring and nurturing and really making this a great experience for the folks that we're reaching in the community. That seems like it's the expectation of Family Health Center.
Absolutely, and that's very important to us. We make sure and we tell people that Family Health Center is no place you just come to work. There are many places that you can go and provide medical services in which they will be very appreciative to have you. But truly, in order to work at Family Health Center, you truly have to be committed to our mission and really connected to our patients and stomping out generational diseases and medical illness. And so we really spend a lot of time. And again, with the new welcoming of Dr. Watley, she's already been extremely instrumental in making sure that the providers understand our commitment, our responsibility to this population and to our community. It's so much more than a job. And so we realize we need to take extra time. We realize that people are very uncomfortable. We realize that people are hesitant. Oftentimes people are in situations where they don't necessarily want to take the vaccine. They don't necessarily want to not take the vaccine. It's a very uncomfortable process. And so we take the time, we purposely and intentionally, have providers that are there who can talk with the patients. We allow you to ask all the questions that you need to ask. You can ask us questions. We will show you the data. We provide you with the literature. We provide you with the materials because we want you to know that we are partners in this together, and we truly consider this a partnership.
So Denise, I gotta ask this question because I get it all the time for individuals. So I'm gonna be as sensitive as possible. They say, Stephanie, if y'all gonna come in the neighborhood, I need people that look like me. I need people that I can relate to, and they gonna understand if I'm feeling some type of way. Can they expect that from Family Health Center staff that are gonna be out on the scene?
Absolutely. Family Health Center has always been committed to ensuring that we have individuals that are within our organization that are representative of the communities in which we serve. And so we accept all members. We purposely and intentionally do not discriminate, but we have a very large portion intentionally of individuals who work within our organization that are representative of the community. They look like you and me. And I think, just here sitting in the largest leadership positions, which we're both so humbly thankful for, but I don't think that, we would be remiss if we didn't tell you that, our passion and we're here because we care. Family Health Center has a Black female chief executive officer. Family Health Center has a Black female chief medical officer. Family Health Center is committed to Kalamazoo County as a whole.
Let me tell y'all, when Black women lead, healing is right in the midst of that. So, Dr. Watley, one of the other questions that they said to me is about the children. Like they're saying, well, my kids really didn't get sick through the pandemic, so do they really need the vaccine? What's the sense of urgency? Why does it matter?
Well, now the data is showing that younger children can also get sick. They also can be very seriously, they may need to be hospitalized. Even though it's one of those things. It's like the roll of the dice. You are not sure how the virus can affect you. There can be people who have no symptoms at all, and then there can be those who have no medical issues, but then can get seriously ill. It is just that, why do you want to take that roll of the dice? Now, as things are opening up, summer camps, there are going to be schools as usual. I was so excited to have my son, who's 15 years old. I was excited when Pfizer became available for that age group. And as soon as he could be vaccinated, he said, Mom, I don't want to. And I told my son, whose name is Alex, I said, Alex, do you know what I do? I work hard to get people vaccinated. So you don't have a choice, right? You can't say no. And he said, well, I just don't want to feel sick today, because he was not worried about he just felt that maybe he'll have a symptom and I want a game and I don't want to feel ill. I'll do it tomorrow. So I really, stressed to him the work that we do. And I was very happy he was vaccinated at one of the Family Health Center events.
So I just want to remind folks that you can still sign up to be a part of the vaccine party that's coming up this coming Thursday. from 4 to 7 p.m. We will be at New Village Park Apartments. Many of you remember it as New Horizon. It's right off of Gold Road. Send us a text message right now to 269-270-5810. We'll get you signed up. We'll get the children signed up. But most importantly, we'll also get you entered into the raffle for a 58-inch screen TV. We got gift cards, $50. We got a lot of wonderful, wonderful giveaways. And I want to be clear too, Denise, that we're not buying people to get the vaccine. But what we are doing is saying thank you. We are appreciating them and showing them that we care enough. And so, the best of our ability, Family Health Center is leading off by making sure folks have access to some things that we need. So again, text us. In order to get in the raffle, text 269-270-5810. There's also a link. If you want to get you and the children signed up, I'll put that link in the comments. Before I go back to Dr. Watley, we got several people. I'm looking, we got about 68 people watching us live online. Y'all, we have an African-American woman who is the chief medical officer of the Family Health Center. If you ever wanted to ask somebody a question, the time is now. Go ahead and put it in the comments wherever stream you're watching this on. If you got a comment for or a question for Dr. Watley, if you have a question for Denise Crawford, now is the time to do it. Y'all, we got the two powerhouses right here who's making themselves accessible and available. If you just want to put up some love up here to us, go ahead. I'll put your comment up here on the big screen. But Dr. Watley, one of the other things that they are saying is that I had COVID. I was sick several months ago. I survived. I guess I don't really need the vaccine. Is that true? What?
That is not true, because as we talked about, you can get COVID again. Those antibodies that you get from having the vaccine will disappear, and you then are at risk. And we have seen patients who had COVID and survived the first time, and then the next time you can get seriously ill. This virus does not discriminate, and you have no guarantee how it's going to affect you. So I'd recommend the best recourse we have against the virus is to get vaccinated, because we know it's 100% effective against death and serious complications. And it does not matter whether, which vaccine you get. All of them have been proven to be 100% effective against serious complications and death.
Oh, wow. Now that's major. That's the statistic that we got to put out there. The other thing that I'm getting from individuals is, well, I'm social distancing, and for the most part of it, I try to wear my mask, so it probably won't hit me. Why take I think you just talked about kind of that gamble.
Well, I think, and that's what we know, that things are opening up, or things have opened up, that masks are no longer mandatory. And I think we forget when we get comfortable among the people that we know. So it's easy to wear a mask and distance from people we don't know, but it's really the people that you know that you're probably most at risk for. It's children, it's your children, your other family members, they can still be out there and be asymptomatic and bring the virus to you. So we have the vaccine. I know initially at the beginning of the pandemic, when the vaccine was not available, we did our best. We used social distancing, but there were still people who got ill, because it's always, you cannot be 100% risk-free.
So Denise, we already know if we got some folks, regardless if they have the vaccine or not, and if they're not feeling well, they got some health concerns, they can absolutely call the Family Health Center, right?
Absolutely. That's why we're there.
So, you guys, we've taken some time to really bring some information. I asked some questions based on some of the feedback that I've been getting. We're talking to people in the community. But Dr. Wiley, just in case I forgot something, is there some more important information that people need to know about this coronavirus and the importance of this vaccine?
I think they need to know that the vaccine is safe. It's effective. As we said, 100% effective against death and serious complications. And if they have any questions, to come to the event, we have providers on site who will take the time to answer your questions, to speak to your individual concerns. we want you to get vaccinated because we want our community to be safe and healthy.
Absolutely. So can you talk a little bit about too some of the side effects? Matter of fact, I want to be more specific. We have people wait 15 minutes so that we can see and observe them to make sure that they don't have any, if they have any reactions, we're there on the spot. Can you talk about the importance of doing that monitoring and how ongoing health support is always available?
Yes, we want to do that monitoring because of the serious side effects that can happen, like people having anaphylactic shock. So that's why our providers are there. We have, we have first aid kits on site. So we are there to respond to any emergencies. And we know that's why we wait and monitor that 15 minutes. But we are still available to answer any questions after you leave. And most of the side effects from the vaccine, the soreness in the arm, some people may have a fever, some people may have body aches. And this is not the virus. This is just your immune response to the virus. And it varies in individuals. But we are there. We give you the information, the number to call when you leave. So you have access even after you leave the event, even after you've been monitored for that 15 minutes, the availability to contact us and have your questions answered.
Awesome. So Denise, you're out here on the front line. You're meeting with hospital folks, with county health department folks. You're leading this effort in the most critical way in our community. Give us some feedback. Is there anything that we need to know? Enlighten us.
So, I think it's truly a community effort. I think numerous members in the community are truly committed and want to ensure that we have access, that all populations have access. Because the reality is that it's going to take all of us before anyone can reach herd immunity. All of us have to come together. We want schools to open. As we're meeting with the school officials, they're very focused. They want kids back in school. They want to ensure that people are getting the necessary, education and academic access. Same with our institutions of higher learning. And just our local officials and everyone has really been significant and really committed to ensuring that all populations are covered. I would be remiss if I did not give an extra special acknowledgement to Bronson Hospital, whereas all of our hospital partners have been phenomenal in our medical institution. But Bronson, through the leadership of Mr. Bill Vance, they came forward at the heart of the pandemic early on when Family Health Center did not have access to the vaccine. And it very, very clearly noted, we want to ensure that all populations, and in particular, your population, has access. And so they actually gifted us vaccine on a regular basis, in addition to gifting us staff to make sure that we could get out in the communities and vaccinate our patients. So as a whole, our governor and the president as a whole, we really are trying to get to that 70%. I will tell you, in Kalamazoo County, we're almost at 60%. So we are getting ever close. But again, it takes all of us. It takes all of us, and we really need everyone to come together so that we can all move forward and move past this together.
So Denise, one of the other things that I'm hearing from parents is, first thing I say to them is, our kids are going to go back to school in the fall. We want them to be safe and be prepared. And I have some parents saying, you know what, I know it, and I'm just going to wait till August or September. We really want them to be ready and be past their 2 weeks and all of that. So why is it, Dr. Watley or Denise, why is it important that you go ahead and take advantage of it now?
Well, we want them to be able to, first they have to get their 2 vaccines, await the 2 weeks for their immunity to for them to mount a good immune response so that they can be really sure that they're the safest. And we also know that it's the summer, and so children and young adults are going to be out and they're going to be socializing. So waiting until all going back to school, you still have full exposure for the summer, and we want them to be able to enjoy the summer and be able to socialize with their friends.
Absolutely. So we're trying, Denise. We're out there. Yesterday, I was in New Village Park. We were knocking on every single door. We were talking to people that were out in the parking lot. We got to see so many families out there. Actually, it's a really beautiful community. They've done a lot to really enhance the community out there. The neighbors were very well receptive. So I think we're going to have an awesome time Thursday from 4 to 7 p.m. at New Village Park Apartments. We're going to have a really good time. Everybody, I told you that we're going to have DJ Chuck. The most incredible DJ Chuck will be live spinning on the wheels of steel. We'll have food out there. Of course, Dr. Wiley, one of the other things that we're doing is we are also giving away free bottles of laundry detergent. We know that hygiene plays a big part in decreasing the spread of this virus. We know these babies have been home all year, all summer, and parents, and where people are experiencing some hardships, we're doing our best to try to fill in those gaps. We are also, Denise, giving away face masks, sanitizer, all kind of things that can help in the household. You never know the $10 or $20 that may save somebody, that they could get some gas in their car or put a meal on the table or something. We want to have a fun and safe and welcoming environment. I do want to share that this is a community event. Everyone is invited. Anyone who would like to have access to the vaccine can. We welcome you to this space. You don't just have to live in the apartment complex. You can come. We hope that you would pre-register. It would help us out a lot. And Denise, we haven't been having to wait. It's usually get in and get your vaccine and get right back out. So you don't have to wait in line or anything. We'll take really good care of you. We have culturally competent, professional healthcare providers, doctors, nurses, medical professionals that'll be on scene. That's going to take care of us in a very loving and caring way. And I also want to, Denise, I would be remiss if I didn't say to folks that you should also, if you're not already, consider getting your healthcare services from the Family Health Center. I'm a Family Health Center patient. I go to the dental clinic. I have a good experience every single time. I love it. I love it that I can go in and see Black practitioners, Black staff, Hispanic practitioners and staff. It's very representative, but most importantly, the healthcare quality is the best in Kalamazoo. I said it, Denise. I know. I said it is the best. So please, do not sit back and not have access to, not utilize the access to healthcare services, regardless of your ability to pay or your insurance. I am personally inviting you all you 5,000 people on my social media page, you should be getting your healthcare services from the Family Health Center. Trust me, I go, I love it, never had an issue. You can go too. I guess I said that I should be asking you, y'all are taking new patients, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The fact that not only is the leadership beautiful, talented, educated, and Black, this is where you need to be. So you all, we won't hold you long. We've been out here on live with you for some time. I just want to remind you that this coming Thursday, June the 10th, we will be at New Park Village Apartments. That's off of Gold Road. We will be outside, Denise, in the parking lot, right by the rental office. You definitely will see us and you will hear us, and you'll probably smell the good food as well. We have a ton of stuff. There's no cap. If for whatever reason, if you can't make an appointment, don't worry about it. We're taking walk-ins all day. As long as you get on in there, you want the vaccine, we got you. Denise, we were up in Foxbridge Apartments, and we had some folks straggling in at 7:25, 7:35. They were getting that vaccine. We're not wasting a drop of it. And again, in a very friendly, welcoming, culturally competent environment. Denise, before we go, I just want to make sure for the Family Health Center that we have the correct phone number. I think it's 269-488-0804.
No.
Oh.
That's to call and register, but just the general. So if they want to get the vaccine, I apologize. If they want the vaccine, that's absolutely the number that they call. If they want to register, or if they have any questions about COVID-19, my apologies. Any questions about COVID-19, the vaccine, registration, etc., that's the number. But the general number for Family Health Center is 269 349 2641. 269 349 2641.
Hey. So please, everyone, join us on Thursday. Denise, we are scheduling a date. We will be going to the south side of Kalamazoo. We'll be right in the heart of the Edison neighborhood with our friends and family over there. The Family Health Center continues to have other vaccine clinics. You are also, again, providing services on Alcott, right?
Absolutely.
And Patterson.
Yes.
What am I forgetting? Don't let me miss nothing.
You named it. That's where we are every day, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We are your healthcare provider, and we're here for you with convenient hours and access.
So lastly, as wrapping up, I want to ask everyone, if you're tuning in on this live, please take a minute and just get on the comments on the live stream that you're watching. And first of all, let's welcome Dr. Carolyn Watley to Kalamazoo, to the Family Health Center. Say, hey, girl, hey. Y'all welcome our sister here. Make her feel comfortable and at home. And if you got questions, put it up there in the comments in the chat, and we'll definitely make sure we'll get them to her, and we'll follow back around and make sure we answer all of your questions. Make sure if you need health access, call the Family Health Center. And if you're waiting to get your vaccine, the wait is over. Thursday, June 10th, 4 to 7 p.m., we will be on the east side of Kalamazoo off of Go Road in New Village Park Apartments, and it's going to be on and popping. Y'all might as well come on. Party words, say goodbye, ladies. We're going to tell the folks, hey, see you later.
Thank you.
Hey.
Bye.
We look forward to seeing you two ladies. No, Dr. Watley, are you going to join us Thursday?
I'll try to come by. I'm not sure.
Awesome. Because I'm sure if folks want to give you a little fist bump or something, just say hello. If not, then, we might just have to storm the Family Health Center because we want to see.
No, I definitely will try to come by.
We want to see some sisters that are leading and having an awesome impact on Kalamazoo.
Yes.
So thank you, ladies. Thank you, Kalamazoo. Thank you, Facebook. We are currently streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and everywhere else. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you. And we'll see you all soon.